destroying the whole city. The loop kicks in and George appears on July 1st in the middle of his naughty time with Sarah, causing him to cling to her in fear. The next day, George drops Sarah at school again. He then gets a text saying he's needed at work early, so he leaves quickly. As he walks away, the truck passes by and hits Sarah because this time George isn't there to prevent it. A flashback then shows that in summer 2018, Archie was in Russia with her partner Ross. They sat on a roof and watched missiles fire above them, triggering the end of the world before the loop kicked in. In the present, George is waiting in the hospital while Sarah goes through surgery. Archie visits him and informs him they've caught Dennis. Soon a doctor informs George that Sarah is still unconscious and they don't know if she'll ever wake up. When George finally sees her, he starts having lots of weird visions from the previous timelines. Another flashback from summer 2018 shows that George attended a party and his friend asked him to meet a girl named Sarah. Afterward, George goes home to drink with Archie, who explains they changed the timeline a lot in 2018. A new flashback shows Ross and Archie trying to warn the Russian military about the incoming missiles, but they weren't believed and the duo had to watch the end of the world again before the reset. In the present, George decides to go to work, ignoring Archie's warnings about the shock and trauma he's obviously going through. She also warns him that he can't prevent Sarah's accident, pointing out how selfish it would be. Another flashback shows that Archie and Ross broke up with their significant others to be together. Since the Russian government wasn't listening to them, they had no choice but to shoot a missile at the Prime Minister's chief while he was in his car. Unfortunately, this didn't work and the missiles were shot again. At the same time in the party, George finally met Sarah, but everyone suddenly had to run out when a cigarette started a fire and he lost track of her. In the present, George is approached by Shiv, the other natural mutant in the team. Shiv thinks they should get revenge on the guy that caused Sarah's accident. At first George agrees, but when they arrive at the guy's house, George realizes that beating up the man won't bring back Sarah and refuses to do it. In 2018, Ross and Archie broke into a government building and got stuck in a gunfight, causing Archie to die. This triggered the loop, and Archie had to break up with her boyfriend again.